Recently, the president of African Development Bank, Akinwumi Adesina, while speaking with President Muhammadu Buhari, raised an alarm on the possible effect of Russia-Ukraine war on food security in Africa. According to him, there is need for the continent to be proactive as the consequences could lead to shortages of at least 30 million metric tons of food imports, especially for wheat, maize, and soybeans. President Buhari gave assurance that Nigeria had taken some measures in the past to address food sufficiency, while more strategies are being put in place towards food sustainability. Our focus on Panaroma today, coming to you live from Ibadan Zonal Center of the Network Service of the NTA, is on meeting food sufficiency. I am Lanre Du. Thanks for joining us. The screening of All Progressives Congress APC Governorship, Senate and House of Representatives aspirants continues in Abuja. Salihu Gwaram reports that aspirants who have passed through the exercise are hopeful of each free party primaries.
As they make their way into the waiting room, aspirants were subjected to the first round of verification of presenting all payment details before they were directed to the designated panel for proper screening behind closed doors. While some were seen sitting down patiently before they were called upon, others were up standing, cashing on the opportunity to rub minds. Those screened shared their experiences.
I also had a few questions to ask me on this, and this, and I believe I will take my time properly to answer the questions. And it was cordial, it was friendly.
You can see well articulate, very much organized, professionals who are brought in to really to conduct, the screening.
The screening exercise is being done simultaneously for governorship, Senate, and House of Representatives aspirants. In Abuja, Saliu Gwanara, NTA News.
National Chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Iyorchia Ayu, has reaffirmed the commitment of the party to be fair to all aspirants in all of the internal processes ahead of the 2023 general elections. The promises was made in Abuja at a meeting to conclude plans for the party's primaries. Timothy Yusuf reports.
This meeting is centered on making plans ahead of the People's Democratic Party's primary elections, scheduled for 28 and 29 of May 2022, with the PDP throwing open its presidential ticket for all aspirants amid calls that the ticket be zoned to the south. The party has constituted a 3-member committee to plan and organize the special national convention, and headed by former President of the Senate, David Mark.
I urge you all to continue with the same enthusiasm to resolve differences within the party among ourselves.
Some party members believe that the PDP is already delivering on its commitment to fairness from the just concluded screening of aspirants.
It's the greatest clearance the People's Democratic Party can give people to qualify them for election. It's even far, far better than the provincial certificate that we are giving. And it's a good thing that is happening.
The PDP was in power between 1999 and 2015 when it lost election to the All Progressives Congress APC. Timothy Yusuf, NT News.
Continues to work towards food sufficiency, affordability, and economic stability. Experts have identified effective climate prediction and improved seed variety as the way to go in ensuring rapid action in agriculture development. Kayode Oladoshu tells us more.
With the onset of rainfall, which is the main determining factor for farmers to know what to plant, when to plant, and how to plant, this singular feature cannot be misplaced in agricultural production. Taking a look at this technical idea and the role that agricultural produce plays play on the economic structure of any country. An adequate supply of food items based on this factor, ability of farmers to produce quality and sufficient food, is associated with desirable rainfall during the rainy season and availability of quality seeds for farmers.
Recently, Nigeria released to the farmers 45 new varieties. Though this may not come to the table or to the feed of the farmers until the next 12, 24 months, but the previous one that have been released and registered about 2 years ago, many of them are available now.
We have been able to improve the yield, and we have been able to develop one that is high in fiber. So if we have farmers that can have high yield into it, they will be able to meet the demand of the industries.
The only thing that farmers are fearing was the way this rain is falling.
A farmer that really wants to make money, you need to tap into planting of improved seeds.
Experts say even distribution of rainfall and the use of certified quality seed by farmers is a step in the right direction in achieving food sustainability in the country. In Ibadan, Kayode Oladoshu, NTA News.
Joining me in the studio now is Professor Adegbenga Adekoya, Professor of Agric Extension and Social Engineering from University of Ibadan. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Looking at the issues raised by Professor Akinwumi Adesina, what are the effects of food sufficiency in Nigeria?
It's a very serious thing, and everybody has to be very concerned. The issue of releasing improved seeds is one step, but it is not what is going to give us food self-sufficiency. Because most of these seeds come with other packages, like the required quantity of fertilizer to be used, the appropriate spacing to be adopted, and insecticides also to be applied. But when you put these improved seeds in the market, and the farmer does not know what else will go with the adoption of these improved seeds, the tendency is that those seeds will even be worse than what the farmers were planting. And this is what usually frustrates farmers, and they will rather plant from their last year's seeds, which will not do well enough, than go for these improved seeds. Because once the other accompaniments are absent, then the expectation of the improved seeds will be defeated.
Okay, now, can food sufficiency be achieved in Nigeria without importing food products from abroad?
I would say that Nigeria is a very blessed country. We have good climate, we have good soil, we have hardworking individuals, we have intelligent researchers, and we have everything that we need to achieve food self-sufficiency. However, the problem is we have not been able to plan. Agricultural policies need to recognize the various stakeholders. Every stakeholder has to be brought to the table while a policy is being developed. You can imagine a situation whereby you roll out a policy, ban poultry importation, and all what you can see in that one is that there will be increase in local production. Forgetting that there are other value chains, there are other nodes in the value chain of poultry. Now, ban the poultry, more people will produce poultry in Nigeria, but then what of the feed? Mm-hmm. Have you done anything to improve the feed, to increase the feed, so that as the number of poultry farms are increasing, there is also more availability of feed? That is what has led to so much high cost of poultry, fish, and so many other livestock that we are currently experiencing. So the significance of policy touching base with all stakeholders is very, very crucial.
Now, thank you very much. How will you rate Nigeria's production in grains like wheat, maize, and others?
Our production is still not planned. For me, I would rather say that regions where grains will do well should focus on grains. Regions where tubers will do well should focus on tubers. We can always exchange. There is always trade. But a place that is good for cassava, and because you think you need maize, you want to go and plant maize there, and then you get something from the maize, obviously. But then it is not as much as you will have, obtained if you had planted the best crop for that region. Let there be tests of our farming environments, and then let the best crops be adopted regionally. There will always be interregional trades, and nobody will be in short of whatever they need on the long run.
So you are promoting regional production of food produce.
I don't want to call it regional production. I want to just call it that just do what you have a relative advantage in production, where you have the highest relative advantage. Let's focus on that one.
Okay. Now, climate change is no doubt one of the challenges to agricultural productivity and food sufficiency. How can this be managed?
It's obvious that for those who believe it and those who do not believe it, we are all experiencing climate change. It has distorted all our farming calendars, and right now we are groaning. However, the panacea to that one is that improved seeds that are adapted to the changes in climate should be released, alongside the accompaniments that will be required for the cropping of those seeds. There is also the need for education of the farmers. There should be interaction, there should be training for farmers. There should also be training for extension personnel, who are the ones that we eventually have to train the farmers. The missing link, which is extension in our agricultural system, is becoming something that is going to be worrisome over a long period if not addressed.
Okay, now so much effort from the government. What are the measures expected from individuals to ensure food supply, at least at the family level?
We have, incidentally, my department, that's Department of Agricultural Extension and Rural Development, we have a plan that we are hatching. Everybody who has any available land should try and cultivate something, even if it is okra, if it is vegetable, cultivate something.
Thank you very much. I've been speaking with Professor Adegbenga Adekoya, Professor of Agric Extension and Social Engineering from Faculty of Agriculture, University of Ibadan. Thanks for coming, sir.
Thank you so much for having me.
The rainy season comes with both gains and pains. Every year, with some areas in Ijebu experiencing nightmare due to flooding associated with torrential rain. In this report, Joel Pupola takes a look at unfriendly environmental attitude of the people and government efforts to mitigate flooding this rainy season.
Ijebu is not a stranger to flood, with some areas in the town always at the receiving end during the rainy season. Areas like Igbeba, Molipa, among others, usually experience this unwanted narrative every year.
Most of us, we don't clean our surroundings, because I believe when we inculcate this habit of cleaning our environment, you understand, it will help this drainage to be moving very well.
When the rain starts, water just spread on roads, and no car is going to move up and down.
Chairman Ijebu local government, Mr. Tunde Gazal, says the local government is already making efforts to forestall a reoccurrence.
We're trying to emphasize and tell people the need to keep our drainages clean. And in some places you'll be shocked. People take old mattresses and throw into the drainage, believing that it will be carried away by flood. And these things contribute in no small measures to the flooding that we have.
The consensus of both government and residents is for a business-unusual approach to the rainy season this year. In Ijebu, Joel Pupola, NTA News.
We now pause for some messages. Panorama continues shortly. Stay with us.
The vaccine offers hope for a safe country free of coronavirus. I urge all state governments, traditional and religious leaders to take the lead in the mobilization effort within their environment and spheres of influence. I similarly urge all eligible Nigerians to present themselves and be vaccinated in accordance with the order of priority already mapped out at the various authorized designated centers only.
Admission and Matriculation Board, JAMB, has started releasing results from the just-concluded UTME exercise. Candidates are advised to send UTME results, one word, to 55019 to check their results using same phone numbers used for registration, and the results will be returned as a text message. The board said this is the only process of checking results for now, as it is yet to be uploaded on its website for obvious reasons. Candidates are forewarned that they would, as usual, receive messages from desperate fraudsters on how to check their results, different from the aforementioned ones. Hence, the board urged all candidates to ignore such messages. Every 15th May is marked as International Day of Family, to focus on the family, the major building block of the society. As Nigerian joins the rest of the world to observe the day, Elizabeth Olmori looks at the challenges being faced by the family and possible solutions.
The voice of a new life on which every family is built. The family, philosophers say, is the foundation of life, propelled by two individuals, the mother and father. The Okokos, a typical family everyone would desire. It is not a question of the shelter, but the individuals. Many live in shanties, while others are comfortable in their cozy spaces. These groups have one goal: living to make positive impact. Taking a cue from this year's theme of the International Day of Family, urbanization is one of the most important megatrends.
You have nowhere with that to pay their school fee, to clothe them, to even provide meals for them. You are telling the children to go into the street and survive.
If I leave my village, I will go to the town, I will get what I want, and my parents will be happy and the rest. And in that process, you don't know, you go and join a bad group.
Sustaining healthy homes for a healthy nation requires interventions. In Nigeria, several initiatives are put in place to meet the needs of families. For example, the homegrown school feeding program, conditional cash transfer, trader money, just to mention a few. Lack of respect for traditions and cultures, and peer pressure. Respondents posit are the main causes of family breakdown.
The mother and the husband join their heads together, they can bring out a good family.
A situation where a child does a wrong thing, he must be, told this is a wrong thing. But where you allow such wrongs to continue unabated, without any correction, he sees it as a normal thing. He grew up with it.
Girl's image of herself, her self-worth is either built or destroyed by the relationship with her father. The boy looks up to the father, and so it helps the boy in building character. A lot of parents will give a very good, sound moral values to their children 15 years when she or he admitted to university in 15 days. In fact, in 15 minutes, she will be spoiled, or he will be spoiled by testing the drugs or by committing into adultery. This is a reality.
Inculcating good values in the younger generation, they believe, will help shape thoughts, opinions, and behavioral patterns. In Abuja, Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
It is a great moment of relief for widows of fallen heroes in Nigeria Police Force as the wife of the Inspector General of Police, Hajara Alkali Baba, presents startup parks to them after a training session in Abuja. Francis Vaughan reports.
The pain that comes with losing a breadwinner is better imagined than experienced. But for these ones, they are on the side of experiencing it. Quite unfortunate. These are families of deceased officers and men who died in the battlefield. Dying in the battlefield is one thing. Getting the death benefits by family members is also another moment of grave struggle. For IGP Usman Alkali Baba, that is now history. So weep no more. 40 checks presented to different categories of bereaved families.
The Nigerian police insurance is strong and mightier than before, that they give as fast as possible.
Better days are ahead in relation to the timely resolution of claims and benefits, according to next of kin of injured or diseased police officers, as well as other welfare schemes to serving members of the force.
Lack of requisite skills by the insurance desk officer is a major hindrance in the payment of such benefits, but that is also being addressed. The leadership of the Nigeria Police Force is building the capacity of insurance desk officers.
We feel it wiser to bring them down, sensitize them, educate them, so that they too they will go back and educate those who are working under them in order to bring closer this next of kins.
Established 30 years ago to cater for the welfare of police personnel who are either retired or have sustained injuries in the line of duty. This is the first time the Nigeria Police Force is enhancing the capacity of its insurance desk officers. Francis from NTA News.
Let's now join our sport desk for the latest in the world of sports.